right. Yeah, let's get this wheel rolling here. Even for an hour, we can try to get some Game Gear games going. Unless it's, I don't know, like something comes up that I'm really into, and it'll be just one Game Gear game like we did with Rise Star. PGA Tour Golf. I can tell you right now, we're not being playing this for an hour. Well, nah, probably not. Oh, it actually landed on the first one. There's a couple of these actually. PGA Tour Golf. Very interesting shadow in the background there. David Lowe. Whoa. Driving? Oh, putting, driving. Yeah. I was like, what? We could drive the golf cart around? Oh god, that receptionist or whoever that is in the background. Human Bob. Yes, my name is Human Bob. That's funny. I don't know why that theme kind of sounded like it was going to be TMNT for a moment there. Keep your tee-shots left to avoid the right side fairway bunkers. How many pros uses a 3-wood off the tee? It's a scoop. Has to load in the course. Very important. Am I going over the water? I went out of bounds. Is it going to let me continue with it? Oh yeah, look at that, I guess. I don't know. So I throughout these GameYear games, I've more than likely spoke about it. But sports games is just not something I'm really too much into. But it's not to say I don't enjoy one every now and then that might perk my interest. Like Tony Hawk is one that I could think of. That's probably the one sports extreme sports, but still a sports game series that I kind of went through and played up until Underground 2. A little bit of American Wasteland. And of course, I did miss some in between there. Golf doesn't seem like it would. Like, I feel like I could play a pretty good golf game. Like, I can see myself being into the golf. And every once in a while, there's a racing game that I. Oh, nice grid. That I could get into. Wrestling games because their association, because you can think of it as a type of fighting game. I do enjoy it. Some wrestling games. Oh, you can actually change this. But yeah, for the most part, I just really I'm gonna have to sit down. I don't have to, but an idea would be like to sit down and try to play different sports games. That was I don't know if I mentioned this before, but one idea was like I would play like a different type of sports game just to see if just to try to get a feel of it. I went over that and to see which one I would like the most. Like I would do, let me do a football game, let me do a basketball game, let me do a skateboarding game, stuff like that. I kind of like do that. Probably wouldn't like. I don't know how much time I would feel like I would have to put into each game to feel like I would be able to fairly rank it on my gaming list. Because some are better than like, for example, I mentioned Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk, I would feel like I want to try maybe not 100% in it, but like try to get through a majority of those games, like a Tony Hawk game. Yeah, I'm terrible at it. And but then you think then there's situations like, okay, what about a football game like Madden? What would I have like one rule for my list is like it's either a game I gotta beat or a game that I put significant amount of time into that I feel like I can fairly judge it. Tamagotchi Life, for example, is like, well, technically I did beat Tamagotchi Life. I got the end credits. But Tamagotchi Life, I put a lot of time into it. I would feel that. And that's at the end of the year, we're ranking Tamagotchi Life. But you know what game I did put a lot of time into, and I'm not judging it this year, is Stardew Valley, because I feel like with Stardew Valley, I just barely scratched the surface to probably put, like, what, 40, 50 hours into? Well, the win, yeah. That's pretty bad. I don't think... I'm pulling out my listing right now, actually. No, that's my watch media. I need to get on the ball with that. I don't think there's a game on this list that I have not beaten. I'm trying to remember if Power Wash Simulator, if I did beat that before I ranked it. I have said if I did beat it before, or if I ranked it before I beat it, I have beaten it since then. That one I'm not 100% certain. But that's probably the closest. Where I had played, I think you know what? I want to say I did rank Power Wash Simulator without beating it when I at the time of me ranking it, because I felt like I got into the point, like the significance of the gameplay loop of that. I feel like that was the one case, but again, since then I have beaten the game. So technically, let me look at the. I'm looking down through this list here, real quick. I've been thinking about the list for a little bit since it is starting to approach about less than 4 months at this point. We will be updating this list. Some of the gacha games, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. Some of these gacha games. Crystal Defenders, technically I did not. Well, I didn't have an ending. It just had just beat the levels. Yeah, I think outside of ones that just don't have an ending, I think every game on this list has been beaten. Not 100%, but has beaten. So we haven't really came across a case, really. Because, like, this is my interest when it comes to Madden games. Does Madden even have an ending? Can you, like, I'm assuming, like, there was a WWE game where it had, like, a story mode, but it just looped. it didn't really have an ending to it. 2007, I want to say. Or might have been SmackDown versus Raw, the first one. I'm not too sure. And that's my impression of Madden. Madden would just be an endless. If it didn't have like some sort of story mode, it would just be endless. But that's my ignorance when it comes to football games. I don't know. I go back and forth about thinking about that. It was like, that might be a fun idea for a stream. Like, spend a good bit of amount of time on some of these sports games just to get a feel for them. And like, do I really hate Madden football? Or I shouldn't say Madden specifically. Like, am I just really not into football games? Is it just I never really gave them a shot? Like, look at my I got, despite not really being into it, I do have a couple of Madden games. Probably more on GameCube, because at that point I was like, there was a small window in time, probably about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, where I was going for a complete GameCube collection. And of course, those Madden games, I imagine they're still pretty cheap on GameCube. Maybe a little bit more, but because, just GameCube. But back then, they were like stupidly, inexpensive. I was like, oh, here's Madden for $2 complete in box on GameCube. I couldn't tell you the last time I had gotten a new GameCube game. It's been a hot minute. That wasn't an import. If we're talking about an import, I specifically gotten, finally, not too long ago, Donkey Konga 3. But, like, an English copy of a GameCube game, it's been a hot minute. Maybe whenever T was last out here might have been the last time I got one. That was Dora the Explorer. I wouldn't mind getting some more GameCube games. There's a handful that I would legitimately like to have a physical copy of in the collection. Like Wario World would be one I would like to have. It's been a while since I tested it, but I'm afraid my copy of Twin Snakes is probably gone because they produce those discs cheaply and it's like flaking on the top, which is very unfortunate. And I feel like for the most part, I take care of my games pretty well. Sure, if they're a lot of these games I've owned since I was like younger than a teenager, just being a kid and just like being a little bit more reckless with video games. Some of those might be a little bent out of shape. But even then, I'm not like throwing my discs, Yeah, I got a couple, like a number of, I'm blanked. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see too well from this distance, but I'm glancing and I do see a number of GameCube titles that are sports games. I don't think I'm on this board. This is a pretty straight one. By the way, this is fine. This is fine. It's a little goofy, but this thing's fine. The way it messed me up on that one. Some of the Mario games I'm missing, like I don't have Mario Shin-chan on GameCube. I would love to get that. Mario Golf would be pretty neat on GameCube. I don't have Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's a pretty expensive one, unfortunately. I would like to get that on GameCube. I no longer have my original copy of Pigman. I don't know what happened to that. I might have traded it. That's very much a possibility. I would love to own original Pigman, but I feel like at this point, if I'm gonna get Pigman, I'll probably get the Switch version. I would love to get Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. That's one I am missing that I would love to get. That's still one of the craziest Christmases we ever had growing up, the four of us. Each one of us... Now, admittedly, this is when the GameCube went down to $99. I can't tell you a time frame about when that happened, but each one of us got a GameCube and one game and one controller. It was sick. It was just four of us. We had... I don't know, maybe it wasn't $99, because I feel like if there was by the time $99 GameCube, the $99 GameCube became a thing, I felt like there was a lot more game options, and for some reason in my head, I feel like when we got those gifts, there was like not as many GameCube games out that we were interested in at the very least. Animal Crossing was out at this point. I know that. But I think all four of us was like really into Animal Crossing. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so for me, I got Pigman. One of my brothers got Luigi's Mansion. Was one of them Animal Crossing? Maybe one of them was Animal Crossing at that point. I remember for a fact it was me that got Pigman. I do remember that. And I do remember one of them was Luigi's Mansion, which I think was my younger brother. Which, shout out to him. I actually have his GameCube now over here. His is pretty sick. He got I don't know if people remember sticker skins that you could get for your consoles, but he had gotten one for the GameCube. It's still on there. I still have it on it. Is the Melee one. I don't know if it's an official. It looks official. It looks really great. Whenever I do stream from GameCube, it's actually his GameCube I stream from because mine just doesn't work, the disc drive or something. And I always thought about getting that modded because I think that would be pretty fun, especially to play Japanese GameCube games because I do have a couple of those. But yeah, so whenever you see me streaming a GameCube game, it's actually my brother's GameCube. It's still going great. Knock on wood, it's been a hot minute since I've last plugged it in and played anything on it. But his is still going strong. Mine, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe I put more time into it. It's mine, that's why. I'm legitimately trying to remember the 4 games that we got that Christmas. Maybe Melee? Oh, it's going into water. Yep. It's in the water. But again, I feel like there was like not as many game options when that happened. I don't know when the relation between GameCube release and when GameCube became $99. I feel like it didn't happen that much after. Effective September 25th, GameCube will retail for the reduced price of $99.99. Why is this published in 2012? That was not. Oh, 2003, okay. Maybe 2003? I'm sorry, I know I'm getting distracted here from the game at hand. When was GameCube? Was it 2001? It was 2001 in Japan. And North America. So I guess so it would be 2 years in, I guess, if that, what I just read was true about it being 2003. If it dropped down to $99. So that would be only 2 years in. When was Mario Sunshine? That's the one I don't. Okay, so it was in 2002. I know it wasn't a launch title. I don't know. I would have to, like. Probably ask everybody what their games were. I know, but again, for a fact, I know for me it was Pigman. And I'm assuming because I did play Luigi's Mansion, I did have a copy of it, so I'm assuming it was my little brother who got in Luigi's Mansion. I'll say right now, between Pigman, without replaying any either one of them for a while, I would probably pick Luigi's Mansion over Pigman. Eventually, I'm gonna have to go back and replay Pigman for the first time. 20 years, honestly. It's probably actually legitimately been 20 years since I last played Pigman. I didn't play a whole lot of Pigman. I was just not. It's so funny. It's like I didn't mind the time limit shenanigans in Majora's Mask. It gave that game its identity. I didn't like the time limit the way it was handled in Pigman, which, from what I understand, they got rid of that at 2 onwards. I think. Well, I'll say this: if when it comes to Pigman, if I see Pigman 1-2 for Switch for a pretty decent price, I'll pick it up. Surprisingly, I don't mind the Switch. I really don't. My issues with this is OG Switch, not Switch 2. My thing with the Switch was most of the games I wanted were not Switch exclusives. And I'm just terrible at golf. That I just wanted elsewhere because they ran better. It's why I was kind of like, I think I might have mentioned it during the Disgaea 6 playthrough when we streamed that. That I was a little bummed out that it was a Switch for a while there. It was Switch exclusive in the United States. At least a physical copy. I don't know if it got digital with PlayStation. I don't remember. And to me, I feel like the game kind of it's okay. At the end of the day, it's Disgaea. I'm gonna like Disgaea because it's Disgaea. But there's a reason why Disgaea 6 is the lowest Disgaea game on the list so far. And maybe a part of that, like, I can't. It's been a year since we did the ranking. I can't remember how much I went into Disgaea 6 for that list. My negativeness towards Disgaea 6 is it just it being on Switch. Like, I have, like, over time, I've been thinking about this. I'm like, modern Disgaea, I'm kind of not 100% jiving with. But I'm not saying my experience, like, it being on the Switch for that playthrough did affect something. I'm not saying it didn't do nothing for the ranking. I think I'm properly wording this correctly. What a tangent conversation. I don't even remember how to start it now. It started with the sport. Okay. I remember. We were talking about sports, and then I talked about the GameCube, went into Switch. Yeah. Because I was mentioning. I actually went and watched. It's funny. But going back to the Switch, yeah. I don't have that many Switch games, so there is a couple of games I would like to get for Switch. Don't get me wrong, like Pizza Tower. I would like a physical copy of Pizza Tower. And at this time of me streaming this, Pizza Tower physically is only on Switch, and I feel like that game probably runs okay on Switch. Maybe. And that's my hang-up. That's my hang-ups with the Switch. I'm like, it probably doesn't run great games the greatest. And I feel bad saying that, because I'm normally not that picky, but I'm like, graphically, I don't mind things. I don't mind a downgraded graphics. That's not the issue. The issue is the performance of those games is where that comes into play. And because of that, I don't have that many Switch games. I probably have less than 20, honestly, which is kind of crazy. But there is some good heavy hitter games on that thing. I got Fire Emblem, I got Thousand Year Door, I got RPG. Those are great. I have Brothership. I've heard a few negative things about Brothership, but I would still love to sit down and play it. My copy of Sea of Stars. Shoutouts to my coworker who got that for me just out random. It's the Switch version. I gotta sit down. I feel so bad too because I only barely played it, and I would love to sit down and play that because it's like, oh, it's like Chrono Trigger influenced. Yeah, sure, I would like to play that. Says the guy who never beat Chrono Trigger. I don't think Chrono Trigger's a bad game by no means, but as an RPG guy, I don't praise it a lot like a lot of other people. Funny enough. Again, it's not a bad game. If anything, it's a really good game. I don't know, when I sit down and actually play it in full. One of these days. It's gonna be great. You know what, for the list, I don't have a copy of it, but I'm gonna add the Super Nintendo version to my wheel. We can talk about the wheel in a moment. I just kind of want to ramble about random stuff. Yeah, I'll put the Super Nintendo version of Chrono Trigger on here. I had the PS1 version because I actually own a physical copy of that one. But I'll add the Super Nintendo version too. Yeah, we could do that. That wheel, so we kind of glanced. We seen it before when with Banjo and Sonic, but it's definitely completely changed at this point since we rolled for Banjo. I had just put everything on that list, and the main thing with that list is I kind of want to only put games on there that I have a ownership of in some sort of way, with a few exceptions. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not paying like $200, $300 for Pepsi Man. I'm all right with emulating it, and I'm not shy about it. Like, if Twitch wants to ever enforce that rule, so be it. I've emulated games on this before. There's no like, and I probably have talked about this 100 times. I find no problem with people emulating things. Sometimes it's rough to, one, even trying to find a copy of a game out in the wild. Two, finding some of these games at a decent price. Or three, sometimes the game just never released at all in the United States, but there are fan, English patches, which shoutouts to the people who don't use AI to actually go in there and, translate the game. So yeah, I have no problem with people emulating whatsoever. This will probably be the last course. Just get away from golf here. But that's going in the water probably. It's just a personal thing with me that I would love to play games that I have owned. Like, not only do I have ownership of some sort of manner, but also streaming from their original thing. Obviously, I talked about the emulation. Look at this, GameYear games. I know you can buy GameYear games, or the GameYear to stream from, I'm sure of it, but, like, come on. But you best believe, like, if Sega was somehow able to get every single GameYear game released as a collection, like, no rights issues, no whatsoever, I would 100% buy that and stream from that. But for me personally, yes, I do emulate some things. I mean, look at the GameYear stuff. But if I could stream from the game itself on the original console, I'm doing that every time. That's just a personal thing with me because I just like doing that. And I think in a way, I don't know how ARPA feels about this, but I kind of get that vibe with ARPA too. Like I think ARPA goes out of his ways too to try to stream from whatever thing he can possibly, because he's been doing Resident Evil 2. And he's been doing it from the GameCube version. And sometimes, let's be real, there's also situations like, oh, I want to stream arcade games. Without emulation, that's like a big ask. Let's be real. Yes, you could like go to an arcade and try to hunt down arcade cabinets and record yourself on a camcorder, which that's a fun project. Don't get me wrong, like live streaming from a live camera, like an actual camera of you playing an arcade machine to completion. That could be fun. And I don't know if anybody on Twitch does that. That would be something I'd be interested in watching. And in a way, that could also be a fun little thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to the arcade, and whatever arcade game I can find that's what we're playing. And that in and of itself can be fun. You're going to random arcades, which, good luck, because that's not much of a thing anymore. And just playing what you can find. But, some arcade games, it's just like, yeah, I want to stream, Metal Slug. I want to stream the Metal Slug games. Yeah, some of those games have gotten ports, and I'm not too knowledgeable about those ports, but I've heard they're not, some of those ports are not the greatest versions of playing Metal Slug. Alright, well, this is PGA Tour Golf. Let's call it there with that. We were on that for about nearly 30 minutes. That's crazy. I guess that's just what happens when I'm playing something that I'm, 100% committed to, a golf game. But at the same time, it's kind of nice to play a game where you can just, turn your brain off and just, talk about random nonsense. After I spin this next wheel, well, depending on the game. Well, okay, let's spin the wheel. Let's see what the next game is before I say anything else. Oh, Shin-chan. We might have played a Shin-chan game. I don't remember. I think we did. Oh, but this has an English patch. That indicated what the thing. I was looking at the actual file and not the actual pic. Anyway. Dog versus dog. Oh my god. Story mode, yeah. Oh, did I hit escape by accident? Wah, wah. Ah. So, my history with Shin-chan, apparently, I think Shin-chan is pretty popular, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I see. Oh, the worm ate me. But Shin-chan, I only ever saw episodes of it when it had premiered on, I want to say it was Adult Swim, I'm pretty sure. But I wasn't really vibing with it. I just like, I'm sure if I watched it now, I'd be more behind it. But I'm like, even now, I'm just like, I don't know who got that one. Rah. The voice clips. Oh, okay, that's how. Am I doing it too fast? Or I'm pressing probably the same button over and over again. Shin-chan, get off the 80! God dang it. Rah. Oh, I gotta go in order. I think? I'm stumped. I was stumped on that. You know, it is telling me the directions here. I'm just ignoring them for some reason. It's like, nah, it's a gun. Nah, I ain't doing that. So I don't think I shoot the dude. My dude, what are you doing? You're cheating. We won that somehow. That was short. Can I rotate it? It's like he knew. Why don't you get the old... You know where that green one's at. Why'd I go there? I don't know why. Wait, why did I choose that one? Yeah, like, why didn't you get that before? Wah, wah. Why do I not read the directions? It's fine. It's fine. Again, why do I not read the instructions? Oh! It's a... I'm an idiot. I'm a goddamn idiot. Why don't I read the instructions? I was just not getting. Why don't I read the instructions? Just all attack. Looks like we're shirtless there. What? There's special moves? I guess we technically beat it. Just got the bad ending, that's funny. No, I'm not gonna add this to the ranking list. That's funny. Hooray? Bonus? Oh, okay. Ah, that's this game. We probably have time for one more, possibly two more. Just depending on what game it is. Probably go a little bit over an hour, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Depending on the game. Spider-Man! Wonder what kind of Spider-Man game this might be. Kind of Spooder-Man this might be. We did Return of the Sinister Six, okay. That's the one I was thinking of, we done. So what's it? What's this? Spider-Man versus the Kingpin over there. Why is it just called Spider-Man? Well, it says Spider-Man versus the Kingpin on the thing. Huh. Make a note on this with this thing here real quick. Sorry, that walk animation Spider-Man had there just threw me off. This feels familiar. I wonder if the Sinister Six one was just like this. I don't recall. The sound effect there. Hello, New York. I have learned that the well-known superhero Spider-Man has now turned into a life crime. He has hidden a bomb in your city. In 24 hours, the bomb will explode. I don't know why I'm giving Kingpin this voice. Spider-Man has enlisted the aid of some of the world's most feared terrorists. We must capture Spider-Man before he destroys our city. Have a nice day. have a nice day. Easy. That's fine. Easy's fine. reset that. I gotta learn to read these instructions. Maybe I gotta go on top of it? Sure. Oh. Do I go in that one window? Or just run out of web? Holy cow. I feel like I should be going in that window. I can't believe Spider-Man's dead. Good. Great. I'm gonna take a glance here. Oh, maybe... Well, I don't think the demo really showed us much here. Or did it? And I just didn't pay attention. He just crawled over the window. I guess that's just what you do. Alright, we'll get this another shot here. I thought maybe just jumping into it was doing it. Have a nice day. Dang it. Hey. There we go. Great! The Kingpin has convinced the city that I'm a bigger criminal than he is! I got to clear my name! Well, Parker. Wow, you actually have a time limit? That's crazy. Interesting, okay. Really? I don't know why I don't splash there. Hold on, do I still have that video pulled up? Oh, he's just down there? Okay. I mean, I'll try it. I didn't think I was running into him. Oh, I'm actually taking pictures. Oh, you know what the sound effect is? Why I'm remembering it? The sound effect was from the X-Men game. That punches. Yeah, there's like supposed to be a guy. Holy cow! I don't know why that came out like that. Oh my god. Who knows? He might be a gay guy. Oh my god. There's supposed to be a guy on a forklift that spawns, but I'm not seeing it. Unless I'm supposed to take out all these guys first. Great. Unless he only shows up at a certain time, which would be kind of crazy. It's like, but yeah, we were mentioning it earlier. It's like Majora's Mask, where with this time mechanic, only certain events happens at certain times. Okay, so that's what I do have to do. Okay. that's I think that's where we're gonna end it off today. Yeah, a little bit of a shorter one, but you know, stuff. I'll try to be back. Well, tomorrow we're gonna be doing a little special stream. We're gonna be doing a riff on my top 20 most viewed videos on YouTube for the 20th anniversary for the YouTube channel. Either tomorrow or Monday. More than likely, I'll try to do it tomorrow. But until then, I want to thank everybody who come out, check out stream, even just for a bit, and I want to thank everybody on the YouTube side of things who checks out the replays later down the road. And until next time, take it easy, everybody.